Good evening, everybody. Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network, live here at Jimmy Hula'S tonight. Tonight we're recording this, I say live, but we're recording this on Taco Tuesday here at Jimmy Hula'S, located on US 1, just off the Pineda Causeway. Listen, if you're turning right off the causeway, make sure you're paying attention because you'll drive right by it. Coming from the beach, just turn left. It's about a quarter mile down on the right-hand side. Up first here tonight is my guy, man. I got to be honest with you. I really love talking to this guy. All right, we have some great off-air conversations, and I really like talking to him, and I really like what he's about, and I think his track record over the last couple of years as a head coach in this county speaks for itself. This year he moves from the north part of the county to the mid part of the county at his alumni. That's right. Please welcome here the head coach for the Rockledge Raiders, John Holmes. Coach, you know what? How long you been waiting to hear that one? Head coach of the Rockledge Raiders.
Honestly, not long.
Really?
Yeah.
It was time. Now was the time, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Why was it now?
The group of kids that are coming up, I coached since they were 6, 7 years old. The 14U that's coming up next year, they're going to 8th grade.
Right.
They'll be here, 9th graders, the year after this. So who knows if this position was going to open up again.
That makes sense. I mean, because watching you at the youth, if you ever watch Coach at the youth level, man, he's coached nothing but winners and champions there. Watching you at the youth level, that makes perfect sense. So it all ties into where the state of your football team right now, and that's young, Coach.
Yeah.
You got an extremely young football team. I know how much you like teaching and coaching. Tell me about your football team this year, or this spring anyway.
So this spring, you ever heard the saying that some wins come with losses?
Yeah.
I really feel like we lost the game. The scoreboard didn't tell how much we got out of that football game, to be honest with you. So the kids had to learn a brand new offense, a brand new defense in 3 weeks, and go out there and defense is not easy, you know what I mean, with Coach Helton's 3-3 stat coming from satellite, and then Virgil's spread offense. So it was a lot to learn in those 3 weeks, and I feel like the kids did a really good job at it. On defense, we were in the right place at the right time, just missed tackles and stuff like that, but practicing 3 weeks.
Young mistakes.
Yeah. The DBs, just eyes were in the wrong spot, the wrong time. And like I said, tackling wasn't really there, which the whole spring we're teaching them and preaching to them, don't tackle because we don't need to get anybody hurt for those 3 weeks. Then you get into a football game, you're like, Coach, you told us not to tackle, and here it is, you want us to tackle now tonight. So, and that showed on film, to be honest with you, Alan. So I feel like we did a great job. A lot of people don't look at it that way, but I'm definitely pleased and happy with what happened in the spring.
No, I was talking to Jackson and Caleb. They did the spring game, and they told me, they said, you know what, man, they're going to be really good. They're gonna surprise a lot of people that don't think that they're going to be a very good football team this year. So you better not take Rockledge lightly. You mentioned Coach Helton. You mentioned Coach Virgil, that 3-3 stack. That's one thing I've noticed about you, Coach, is surrounding yourself with good people. Tell me about why that's important to you.
Man, you got to be able to trust your staff.
Yeah.
And you want to have good people around you so that they can hold you accountable for what you're doing. The kids need leaders. They need someone they can look up to and grow from and learn from, man. You know what I mean? And it's just really important to have a good staff around you, stuff like that.
And you definitely got it, Coach. Here's what I'm interested in. Take me through some of the guys that stood out to you individually. Some guys you want to give some love to, for player-wise.
Players.
Yeah,
definitely JoJo, the young freshman quarterback.
Yeah,
he's gonna be really good.
Man.
Yeah, really good. That kid there. You freaking seen his calves, man? It's a big kid.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is a big kid, and he's and being as young as his arm. Tell me about his arm.
Oh, he's strong as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else you got?
We got some kids. Defense, Elijah Floyd. He's going to be a really big-time player for us on defense. Xavier Floyd, he's going to be pretty good for us on defense. Those kids fly around. We got Tay at linebacker. You got DJ Scott, freaking high jumper, 7-foot high jump. He'll be at free safety for us, man. A lot of people are in
7-foot high jumper,
yes,
man.
Sir.
That's crazy to hear at the high school level these days. Crazy to hear that. Coach, with a young team, you have these expectations going in about what you want to see. What did you learn when you hung your whistle up on, after the spring game? What did you learn about your team that you didn't know?
So same thing when I was at Titusville. I hear how the kids would give up before I got there, and if the game's getting out of hand, they'll just turn it in. You know what I mean? They won't fight to the end. But here, I heard that before the game started, how the kids would just give up and not fight. And watching the game, those kids definitely did not give up. And they trusted in me and believed in me that they could win that football game, and they continued to fight to the last seconds on the clock.
You mentioned Titusville and the way the kids were and not wanting to give up. When I ask you at the beginning, and I want to make sure that I phrase this right, because I want people to understand where I'm coming from. And I asked you, I said, why was this the right opportunity? You said, this time, it opened up, and it just didn't feel like there would be a time essentially down the road that would occur again. I commend you last year because it opened up last year too.
Yes, sir.
And you stayed and left Titusville far better than you found it. And so I just want to put that out there and make sure that people understand that you had the chance to do this last year too,
sir.
But you didn't do it.
Yep.
So that's important for me to say because I think a lot of people don't understand it. They forget that. You had the chance to do it last year. Nothing against Tyrone, but the bottom line is, had you throw your name in a hat that way, you'd have been there. I just feel that. I mean, that's just me. That's just how I feel about it. Here with John Holmes. All right, Coach. Now that all the pomp and circumstances settled down at Rockledge in terms of, John Holmes returns, the alumni returns, what's next for you? I know workouts are going on. Kind of take me through your summer, how you like to run a summer with your football team.
I like to make it fun for the kids, but at the same time, work their behinds off. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that pool workouts are really, really, really tough. And you get a lot out of it. So
you said the pool, right?
Pool, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So Thursdays we'll be in the pool. Wednesdays we'll do a competition out there on the football field and put them through all kind of sled pulls and freaking tire flips, all kinds of stuff out there. But they're going to compete and have two teams to the point where they're working their behinds off. But at the same time, they're competing and getting fun out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People don't understand that the two athletes that put their bodies through the most torture are swimmers and wrestlers. And, I mean, you just look at their training regimen of swimmers and wrestlers and what swimmers get out of the pool. It's absolutely incredible. Coach's schedule has been up on the screen, flashing. Did you make it, or was it already made, or what was that?
District, of course, was already
done. Right.
And there were like 2 or 3 games that I was able to schedule.
I got you.
They
Okay.
had 2-year deals with other people.
All right, so you see that schedule on the screen there. As far as your expectations for this year with a young team, as a coach that's coached youth football and done the job that you have there, how do you bring a young team along to groom them? How do you do that?
I love to develop kids.
Yeah.
That's always been a passion of mine. Like, you can ask Murray when he gets up here. Even when I was at Merritt Island, I would ask Hurley for the JV team to go against the number 1 offense, and I would make them challenge them to the point where they thought that they can win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It was the same thing at ROCKLEDGE when I was there when younger. I would ask for the JV squad to go against Tennyson and the starters, Antoine Green and all those guys.
Right.
I just love to challenge the kids and develop them to be better than where they started. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm very happy that I got a young team. I got 3 or 4 years with them, and they're going to be damn good by the time I finish with them.
I no doubt about it. Listen, this is one guy, I've seen this man, and so have you. You've seen what he's done at Titusville and at Rockledge Youth Football. Let me ask you a personal question, sort of, kind of. What is different about you today as a head coach than when you first took the whistle at Titusville?
I'm more confident.
Explain that. In you, your abilities, or kind of what?
Before, I would question a lot of thoughts that I had, plays, decisions that I'll make. But after being 3 years, successful 3 years at Titusville, I feel like I trust my thoughts more now.
Yeah.
I'm more confident when I say something that's pretty sure it's going to work.
Yeah. You've been there, done that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no measure for experience. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, it's funny because I was looking at, we put up a post today of Jayshon Corbin leading the UFL in rushing, and
surprised.
Incredible,
yep.
Incredible. But the not giving up aspect of Rockledge and there's no, it's not. I would. You can't call it an underdog mentality because Rockledge is a team, a program that's considered to be one of the best in this county every year. The expectations are always high for that program. But with a young team like that, how do you temper the expectations of the community a little bit to say, hey, you know what? Give us some time to develop these. These student athletes deserve that.
Yeah. I'm not asking for time, Alan. I'm trying to win tomorrow.
Right there. I knew that was good. I knew that was good. I knew that was going to be your answer. He was like, I don't, let them talk, man. Let them talk. I'll answer them on the field. I like it. I don't even know why I asked the question.
All right, I got a question. Now, back to what you were saying about Rockledge High being one of the top teams in the county. Top programs in the county.
Yeah, sure, every year.
Does Rockledge not have a lot of D1 talent come out of that school
and
over the past few years?
Not just D1 talent, NFL talent.
Okay, and a bunch of the kids that are in college today are D1.
Yeah, sure.
College they're at?
Yeah.
I just had to ask you that because I heard something today about Rockledge not having D1.
No, that's absolutely untrue. Right. No, that is absolutely.
I thought so myself.
Right. I mean, you look at the two programs in the county that have put the most kids in D1 in terms of success. And then where they go after that, it's Rockledge and your rivals down the street that do that. And so, all right, so let me ask you this. How you got a lot. Tell me about your coaching staff. We talked about Coach. We talked about your OC, DC. Tell me about some of the other guys helping you out this year.
Man, I got a mean staff, Alan. I kind of don't want to mention them. I don't need nobody trying to steal them away from me.
There ain't nobody going to steal them from you, man. Give me one or two that you know ain't going nowhere.
Antoine Trice.
Okay.
Huge.
Coach Trice.
I've never heard of. Big lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Played Coastal Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit in the league. He's going to run the O-line for me.
Okay.
So those big boys are going to be down and dirty this year. Buddy.
Coach Lusk back with you?
Yep.
Of course he is.
They got Coach Lusk on the D-line.
Okay.
James in one in the trenches.
So you got Trice on one, and you got Lusk on the other.
Come on, man.
And they going at it
every day.
Every day.
I already told them every day is a competition.
That's got a pump. Now, what specifically, I know you got an OC and a DC.
Yep.
Now you'll oversee all this.
Mm-hmm.
What are you more of? I know what you did in college. I know what you played in college. But what do you like to coach more? What type of a player do you like to develop more?
Most importantly is the offensive line.
Right.
Right.
Really?
So that's where I need to be.
Right.
That's where the development needs to be. That's mostly important. But linebackers.
Okay. Well, that's not a shock. Speaking of linebackers, I asked Coach Tillman this last week, when you look back on your career, like when you're sitting back, maybe like you and I might be out one night or something, and you get a free moment, right? And you just think it in your mind about your playing days. Mm-hmm. What are some of the moments that stick out to you? Like, what do you reflect on from your playing days?
To be honest, the losses.
Really?
Yeah, that stick with me more than anything.
Is there one in particular that still gets under you?
Crazy you asked me that.
Yep.
So just yesterday, we were at Pitt visiting Pitt because they're recruiting a few of our players, right?
Yeah.
So they're showing us all around the school and all this and that. And then one of the rooms had the freaking score up there and a picture with LaShawn McCoy outrunning one of our linebackers, right?
Sean McCoy.
It is 13-9. I'm just like, damn. That's the damn game that knocked us out of the freaking national championship that year.
Oh, God. And it's LaShawn McCoy, huh?
So that game there sticks out to me more than any game because everybody had us to win that game. They already predicted we were going to national championship. And I think a lot of us thought that we won the game before we played it. And
who was he playing for?
Pitt.
Pitt, that's right. You said Pitt.
So we lost to Pitt 13-9 that year, and we missed the dang national championship. By a few points.
I can see how that would stick under your craw there. I could definitely see. Before we wrap it up here, Coach, and looking back on the spring, from a developmental process, what grade as a head coach would you give your team?
B.
B. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing I want to know is the community this year. Let's take this in two ways, because you, Coco, O'Galley, you all have a great support system, and not that the rest don't. I'm just saying, it's when you look on social media, you look Titusville, you look at the chit chatters, and a lot of them seems to come from that direction, right? So here's what I'll ask you: what would you want those inside of your community to know about your football team?
We are young, fast. We're going to be physical, and don't worry about nothing.
Don't worry about nothing. What should people coming into Rockledge know about this team as they're coming in to play you guys?
Oh, be ready to punch me in the mouth.
There you go.
We're going to lay it all on the line. I promise you that.
Every week, week in and week.
Heck yeah.
The schedule on the screen right there. And, Coach, I wanted to say this as well. Thanks for having us out to do the spring game. It was quite an honor to be back. I know Jackson and Caleb. Caleb, I'll tell you a quick story about that game. I said, Caleb, we can do the spring game. And Caleb, he says, at Rockledge. I said, yeah. He goes, I know. He said, listen, there's plenty of football ahead, but shouldn't I get to do the first one back there? And I said, yes, you can. So, yes, I wanted to be there, but Caleb wholeheartedly deserved the right to do that. So,
I got you.
Coach, good luck with your workouts this summer. Always a pleasure talking to you. I enjoy my time with you guys, and go Raiders.
Thank you, sir.
Raider pride. Coach John Holmes and the 2025 Rockledge Raiders Spring Football Recap here tonight on Jimmy Hula'S. At Jimmy Hula'S on Brevard Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody.
Down and 4 here. Joseph Watkins drops back to pass. Looking, he'll loft one to the end zone. One-on-one ball caught. Touchdown, Rockledge. And a big-time throwing catch there from Joseph Watkins to Michael Gonzalez for the first touchdown connection of the spring 2025 season for Rockledge. And a great drive there by sophomore quarterback Joseph Watkins. And 3rd down and 10. Watkins drops. He's going to go for the end zone. One-on-one ball. It's caught. Touchdown, Rockledge. And for the second time tonight, it's Joseph Watkins to Michael Gonzalez. And that's 2 touchdowns. 1st down and 10 now from Outdoor. Kerr drops back again. Blitz coming. He gets hit hard into triple coverage. It's intercepted. Their big-time play by Jaden Jefferson for the interception for Rockledge. Watkins in the shotgun again with Camden Allen to his left. Brings Sarver in motion. Fakes a jet sweep. Watkins will keep it himself. Running the right side here. Gets around the edge. 1st down and more for Joseph Watkins. Down the sideline with a blocker to his left. Watkins still going down inside the 10. And Joseph Watkins will go the distance. Touchdown, Rockledge. 73-yard touchdown. Watkins in the shotgun again. Takes the option himself, running it up the middle, diving in the end zone. Touchdown, Rockledge. And make that number 4 of the night for the rising sophomore, Joseph Watkins. And a great job diving over.